Ja, wir gucken gleich mal in den Link rein. So. Mal raufgeklickt hier.
Hey guys, what is up? Aoki here, bringing you the brand new
22 Minuten.
Season 13 Preseason changes. We're going to be talking
22 Minuten ist ein bisschen lang. Aber werden wir wahrscheinlich in einer Champ Select nicht schaffen, ne? Ja, komm, egal.
talking about all of the insane changes coming. Some big, some small, some good, some maybe not so good. But luckily, I was able to sit down with Riot about 1 week ago and have a content creator kind of like preview where they put together this slideshow, and I sat down with a bunch of the writers involved with the changes, was able to ask them any questions about upcoming stuff. So big shout out to Riot for...
wir machen hierfür eine kleine Pause. Kurze Pause, will das Video sehen. Kannst ohne mich spielen oder wartest kurz 15 Minuten. So.
Giving me that opportunity, and let's get right into the changes because we've got a lot of stuff to go over. So let's get right into it. You see the first change right here is our Kimtech Drake, the big...
Ganz kurz, ist irgendwas im Weg vom Overlay her? Nee, ne? Ist alles okay. Guck mal rein.
Baddie of League of Legends is back. Now, if you don't remember,
Really?
Kimtech Drake was straight up removed because it was incredibly unpopular. It seemed like this is the one thing that the whole League of Legends community came together about and was like, hey, that thing sucks. Let's never see it again. And to everyone's surprise, we didn't, right? Actually removed Kimtech Drake.
Yeah.
The old Kimtech Drake used to be, it filled the whole map with the gas where like you couldn't see into it. It was really obnoxious. It let assassins just kill you for free with basically no counterplay. And then when you got the soul, it basically brought you back like a Scion passive.
Ist das hier Support-Spieler, ne?
Kind of got to like live again. Super broken, very unpopular. They took it out like pretty much within 1 month. It was gone. So it's, it's got a brand new. It's got a very similar look, if not the exact same look. So it looks the same, but it plays totally different.
Okay.
So now it changes the map. So each time you slay a Kimtech Drake, your team will receive a buff that gives 5% increased tenacity and heal shield strength. So tenacity and heal shield
strength. Eklig.
Is the stat that it gives you for just one Kimtech Drake, and then the soul will give you 15% bonus damage and damage reduction when below 50% health. So basically, a kind of like a last stand rune on steroids. So you get low, this Drake makes you really, really powerful. And then the updated map, which I think everyone is kind of really nervous about. It doesn't seem nearly as obnoxious as the last form of the map. It seems a lot cooler, actually. So the new Kimtech Drake brings it with it an updated Kimtech Rift. This new Rift will feature the presence of Zo3nator chemicals throughout the map, mutating the jungle plants in different ways, giving them new life and effects. So we've kind of seen like a baby version of this with the where it spawns a bunch of plants. You know, there's an increased amount of the juicy fruits that give you health, increased amount of the vision plants, etc., etc. This, they're kind of taking that idea and running with it. So there are 3 new changes to the plants on the map, and you get the Kimtech Drake. So these Kimtech infused plants will now blast you twice as far for the blast cone. So I imagine a lot of really cool jungle pathing and like playmaking with this. Twice as far is a really long way. So you can literally blast from where Fizz is on the map into bot lane. So like just imagine like getting ganked by 3 man just like falling out of the sky. Absolutely crazy to think about. The stem fruits, the honey fruits will no longer...
Ich verdeck eins von denen. Ich mache mir mal für das Video, mache ich mich mal, glaube ich, oben und links hin. Oder unten links? Nee. Doch, unten. Ich kann mich ein bisschen kleiner machen und links in die Ecke setzen. So.
You, which was actually like always a bit of like strategy added to the fruits, because if someone is chasing you, you can pop the fruits, make them run through that, or pick them up by yourself, get a little bit of health, and maybe fight back. So they will no longer slow you, just instantly run through all of them. And will...
Oder bin ich jetzt vor ihm? Warte, bin ich jetzt vor ihm? Nee, passt. Gut.
Additionally give you a small bonus shield that, to my understanding, does not go away. So you can just come into your next fight after getting the juicy fruits at a massive, massive advantage. And it also gives you a reason to pick them up if you're already full health, because it'll give you a shield. The Stalker
wait. Will grant... Was that a reveal? Okay. Hyper will no longer slow you when consumed and... Small bonus shield. Da steht nichts über Decay.
Move speed in the direction they reveal, revealing an extra circle around the plant itself, and reduce revealed wards to 1 health.
Interesting.
So all kinds of crazy plant changes when you get the Kimtech map. I think it's going to be a pretty cool shift up to the game when you get this map. So jungle improvements. This is one of the bigger ones. Guys, they are pretty much introducing Pokemon to League of Legends. As you can see, we've got our Earth starter, our Water starter, and our Fire starter.
Okay.
So let's see what these things actually do. So they are called Avatar Smites. The traditional jungle items have been replaced with new companions that will evolve as the game progresses. And as you can see, he starts out really cute, and then it gets a little bigger. And I'm wondering, I'm pretty sure this is obviously keeping Pokemon. I'm wondering if there's going to be an additional 3rd evolution. because you know you got like Charizard, Charmander, Charizard, or Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. Got it. You can progress their evolution by giving them treats, which are acquired by killing champions, monsters, and slowly over time.
Wait,
That's
what?
Just too funny. I'm wondering if it's going to be an actual item that goes into your inventory, and then you give them a literal treat. Riot, you're kind of genius for doing this, honestly. Like, we've got the little legends and A-Ring, and those are a big hit. People really like those. So now we're going to be seeing little Pokemon run around the map. And I can almost 100% assure you, we didn't talk about this in the preview or anything, but look at these things. Riot's obviously going to be selling skins for these things.
I mean, honestly kann man auch jetzt nicht mehr executed werden. Das war damals so, dass man nicht durch den Jungle durchkam. Als Noob, ja, wo man wissen musste, wie man die Camps clearen muss. Gerade das Vogelcamp war sehr schwierig, aber heutzutage doch nicht mehr.
Yeah. So we got the Salamander, which is the defensive option, provides a shield and tenacity. We've got the Fox, which is the mobility option, provides utility and move speed.
Ooh.
And we got the Cat. Aggressive option provides slow and extra damage. So we got Salamander, Fox, and Cat.
Movement speed hört sich gut
Very
an.
interesting. This honestly is one of the changes that I think is geared towards getting people to want to play jungle, because even as a support player, I'm looking at these things and I'm like, I kind of want to play jungle now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then we've got the camp patience rework. So patience indicators they're going to be adding a visual indicator that allows players to see the maximum leashing range for champs. Once again, just another kind of like quality of life that is taking away this massive undertaking of picking up jungle as a role.
Yeah.
You know, jungle is an incredibly powerful role, but it's also one that is so inaccessible that not a lot of people enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
Because you, like, let's say you get autofilled in jungle one time and you're just completely lost. They're doing a lot of changes to kind of remove that barrier of entry.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got the Avatar Smites, we've got the Camp Patience rework, and then we've got a couple of other things coming up that I'm pretty excited about. We've got a shorter leash range. The leashing range for all camps has been reduced, which will eliminate the ability to clear 2 camps at once.
Nice! Eliminate the ability to clear 2 camps at once. Sehr gut. Sehr gut.
This is going to totally change the jungle meta. This is going to totally change which champions are strong, which players are strong. It's going to do a lot. And I'm kind of eager to hear what jungle players think about that, because I know the ability to do 2 camps at once is a very high risk, high reward thing. And yeah, I don't have much to say because I'm a support player on it.
High risk.
But I will be interested to hear like what jungle players think.
Im Wesentlichen war es so, du bist Jungle Autofilled, du clearst jedes Camp alleine, ja, einzeln. Und dann guckst du aufs Scoreboard und in Minute 5 hat der gegnerische Jungler einfach 50% mehr Farm als du. Nice.
About that, because like that kind of removes a little bit of the skill ceiling, I think. Recommended pathing options. Jungle paths. Each champion will now have jungle pathing recommendations for their first clear to help players newer to the role finding their footing. Once again, just making the role more accessible. You're going to have these on-screen indicators that are like, the game's like, hey, it'd be a really good time to do blue buff, and then gromp, and then grab, and then gank. You know what I mean?
That's terrible.
That is important to say about these.
Jetzt hat League of Legends Pro fest implementiert.
Is that this is only for the first like 3 minutes. After that, you're kind of on your own. But once again, this is just removing another barrier of entry to, you know, like, hey, I want to try out Leona jungle. Let's see what it tells me to do. Like, let's see what the game says is the most efficient way to do this. Now, rioters that I talked to said it's important to stress this is not optimal.
Guys, in Zukunft werden sie dann im Ladescreen dir auch zeigen, die OPGDs von den einzelnen Leuten, mit Winrates und den anderen Sachen.
This is just based.
Riot nimmt eigentlich nur die Sachen, die andere Plattformen schon machen und machen das für ihr eigenes Game, dass die nicht mehr benutzt werden müssen.
Basically, like the easiest way to do it. There will always be like those freak of nature, like Hecarim players or Kane one tricks that figure out really weird pathing and know how to like change that on a game per game basis. But the game is going to give you kind of like training wheels as an option. It's like, hey, we think you should do this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp. It's not going to be optimal. There's always going to be faster ways to do it, and it's you know, when you're a jungle player, you know that like your ganking paths should change on a game per game basis depending on like your lane states and stuff like that. But this is a nice kind of another set of training wheels that they're giving jungle players. Communication tools. This is one of the more exciting ones for non-jungle players. We got all the jungle crap out of the way. Now it's time to talk about what do we as support players benefit from. So the ping wheels, we got more pings, way more.
Okay, bait, hold, all in, push. Okay. Wieso haben die das hier nicht Freeze genannt?
Pings. Rice says we're doubling the amount of pings.
Hold ist kein implementierter Begriff. Das hier müsste Freeze bedeuten.
Allow communication, or to allow players to better communicate and coordinate their
Das ist
plays.
gut.
Vision pings. We're also adding an additional ping wheel exclusively for vision-related callouts. Actually, really insane the amount of communication that you can get done with all these pings.
Okay.
We've got a retreat ping, a push ping, on my way, all in. I'm going to be using that one a lot. Need assistance.
Bait, all in, all in, all in.
Hold. Not really sure what that means. Well, I know what it means, but I'm not.
I mean, guck mal. Also offensichtlich soll das Gegenteil von Push sein, oder nicht?
Sure how most people will take that ping, because what I interpret that to be is like, let's say you're fighting a dragon and you've kind of got like control of the dragon, and the enemy team is trying to find like a way in to fight you at the dragon. You should just be pinging hold, like let's hold this area. We're in a really good spot strategically. I'm not sure if people will actually listen or interpret that correctly, but then we've got the classic missing ping, and then this one I really like. And this
Argument macht keinen Sinn. Sehr
like
gut.
this game is getting to the point where there's a lot of strategy required, and the game is very.
Das ist ein bisschen komisch. Also die anderen Sachen, Bait, Push, All In sind komplett klar, aber Hold, Digga, weiß ich nicht.
Complex. It's been out for now going on 13 years. Jesus. So yeah, now we have a bait ping, which is going to be really interesting to see how people use and react to that one. So like, let's say your jungler is coming and he's sitting in the bush ready to gank, but he can't quite go in until the enemy laner uses his cooldowns. The jungler can tell them to bait. And then your laner will probably int. But anyways, got a brand new vision wheel as well. We got vision clear to need vision. Now, I am excited about these. I think these are going to be really fun to master and like mess around with and see how kind of like the ping meta evolves, because everyone kind of knows we only have.
Also gerade Push, Freeze, das ist gut.
4 pings so far, and everyone knows that this one is the toxic flaming ping. Like if your laner does anything wrong, ADC does anything wrong, you hit him with the missing ping.
Ja, your laners will in. Ich bin so hyped. Ich bin so giga hyped. Ich kann einfach nach einem runter. Ja, du musst einfach die ganze Zeit All In spammen. Bait und All In, und du kannst einfach schön wegbleiben und einfach die sterben lassen.
It'll be interesting to see like what people do with these things. Are they actually well received? And then my overall thoughts about this are, why do we not just have voice comms? Like, this is my biggest gripe with the system going forward. I was really excited and thinking that maybe season 13 is the year that they finally implement voice comms so that we can actually communicate with our teammates like on a good level.
Ich würde sagen, Voice comms sollten die erst einführen auf Diamond Plus.
Because like this is a really well developed ping wheel, but like all of this is conducive to communicate.
Chat, Hot Take. Was ist eure Meinung zu dem Thema? Voice Chat erst ab Diamond. Meiner Meinung nach ist das erst ab Diamond sinnvoll, weil vorher die Leute noch keine Ahnung von Makro haben. Also das Hauptargument, komm, wir fangen mal mit dem Hauptargument an, okay? Das Hauptargument, warum ich denke, dass es erst ab Diamond sinnvoll ist: in Gold-Elo, wenn jemand auf dem Gold-Account ist, der wird den Voice-Chat abusen, um das N-Wort zu sagen, um zu beleidigen, um sexistisch zu sein, homophob oder wie auch immer. Und jemand, der aber auf einem Diamond-Account chillt, der wird wahrscheinlich das weniger wahrscheinlich benutzen und sagen, weil wenn dieser Account weggebannt wird, diese Eintrittsbarriere nach Diamond ist halt deutlich höher als auf dem Gold-Account. Right? Und dementsprechend ist es da ein bisschen besser oder einfacher zu regulieren. Weil sonst die Leute einfach die ganze Zeit von einem Gold-Account auf den nächsten hoppen und da die ganze Zeit nur rumbeleidigen. Und ich habe das Gefühl, dass so, ja, ab so ungefähr Diamond 2-ish die Leute anfangen, mehr kompetitiv das Game zu sehen und wirklich gewinnen zu wollen und dann auch strategisch, sage ich mal, den Voice-Chat benutzen würden. Ja, oder ab Mastern, ja. Also in meinem Kopf würde es Sinn machen, ab Diamond 2 und Master, von Makro her und so, aber ich würde es erlauben ab Diamond 4 schon, weil Diamond 4 schon so eine hohe Eintrittsbarriere ist für viele Spieler, dass sie wahrscheinlich da sehr kompetitiv rangehen würden, weil sie ja Diamond 2 und vielleicht sogar noch mehr schaffen wollen. Und wenn wir denen das wegbannen würden, die Accounts, dann würde es schon auf jeden Fall wehtun. Ja, dass die Pings, ja, aber die haben ja verschiedene Sounds, da weißt du ja dann, was gemeint ist. Wer will, kann Voice Chat aktivieren. Ja. Ja, das ist, na klar, das sollte der Fall sein. Dass jeder frei entscheiden kann, wen er hören möchte, was er hören möchte. Ja.
Communicating with your team, you know, we're playing the most popular competitive esport of all time that needs comms. Why don't we just have voice comms? But whatever. New ping wheel, pretty cool. Objective planning. This is also really, really cool. This is the one that I'm most excited about.
Wait, what?
Riot says we're adding a new feature to better allow teams to coordinate around objectives. Simply ping an alive or soon to be alive objective, and a voting prompt will appear for allied players.
Sehr gut. Huge. Sehr gute Idee.
Asking them to vote whether or not they want to take or give up an objective.
Ja,
this is
sehr
so
gute
freaking
Idee.
cool. Because this is like the fastest way to just, you know, say, hey, do we want to do this dragon? And if there's 4 no votes, then you just go back to, you know, clearing waves or setting up vision or whatever. Just give the dragon and go back to your business. But this is also the fastest visual way to be like, okay, we are all as a team on board with this dragon. Let's freaking do it, and let's do it right. So this will come up for Dragon, Rift Herald, Baron. I think those are probably the only objectives that'll show up. But really, really cool. I love this idea.
Aber was Gegenteil machen.
Off-screen pings, this is another just kind of like smaller quality of life, visual clarity sort of thing. Whenever someone pings, you can kind of see which direction that's coming
Ah, sehr gut. Man kann das so ein bisschen am Rand sehen. Okay, gut. Ey, die machen sehr viele gute Änderungen. Stark. Hätte ich nicht gedacht von Riot, dass sie actually sinnvolle Änderungen machen werden. Ich dachte, die werden wieder machen, ja, wir geben euch 50 wieder komplett brokene Items und 13 broken Champions. Habt Spaß.
And have like a little bit of an idea what's going on, who's pinging it, why are they pinging it, for instance. Like you're sitting down bot lane, you're the support, and someone pings Mia. And you don't know if it was your ADC that pinged Mia, but you can see up in the top left corner, it's coming from mid lane. So it's like, oh, okay, the mid laner is missing and roaming.
Für die Leute übrigens, die es noch nicht wissen, einige Leute kennen diesen Question Mark Ping auch nur unter SS. Also, ich weiß nicht wieso. I guess von Missing, die 2 S's in der Mitte. Aber MIA wird auch oft benutzt, gerade im amerikanischen Raum, für Missing in Action. Okay, also MIA heißt sowas wie, der ist weg.
The best example there. But you kind of get a idea of how this is going to add a lot of clarity to the game. And I really, really like all of these communication tools that they're adding. I just think that it's going to make playing solo queue so much smoother, because the biggest source of frustration when it comes to solo queue is, in League of Legends in general, is just not being able to communicate. It's like not being on the same page of everyone else.
Wenn das Team einfach wie Hühner mit abgeschlagenen Köpfen rumrennt halt, ne? Und man keine richtige Teamerfahrung hat.
Much coordination with your team, which again, that's why they should just add voice comms, but whatever. All these changes that they're making are really cool. Vision system updates. We've got keeping tabs on vision. The duration of you and your ally wards will now be shown on the minimap. Wards closer to expiring will be marked with a unique indicator. Personally, I think that this is a little too much and a little too hard to read. I'm not really sure what this means. There's a ward here, there's a ward here. One of them is expiring, I guess.
Der rote.
Not nearly as clear or well implemented as the other changes, but kind of neat, I guess. The enemy ward timer.
Das sollten die mit der mit den Zo3nator Bubbles machen übrigens, ne? Haben sie immer noch nicht gemacht. Dass sie den Farben, so ein Farbkreis-Spektrum geben, dass das erst so grünlich ist oder so, und wenn das about to expire ist, dass es dann so rötlich wird, dass man weiß, okay, ich laufe jetzt nicht noch dahin und versuche das einzusammeln, aber bis ich da bin, ist es despawned und dann werde ich all in und habe auf einmal den Summer Spell nicht.
Enemy ward, you have vision of a persistent tracker will mark that location until the ward dies and expires. This seems a little broken, actually. This you know, we already have like the ward graves, so you can actually know when a ward dies, but like this will literally like put a huge flashing alert on it and be like, hey, there's no more vision here. This seems a little broken, actually. Top lane changes. We're gonna kind of speed through these because they're not super interesting. Solo lanes will now receive slightly more experience, while duo lanes will receive slightly less. So basically, this is a very, very small buff to top lane and mid lane, and a small nerf to bot lane.
Let's fucking go.
As for the gold, the mid lane minion gold will now be reduced. All minions spawned in the mid lane will now be worth 1 less gold before 14 minutes.
Mid lane minion gold will be reduced. Let's go! Ich farm doch eh nicht. Ich lauf doch eh nur auf der Map durch rum und kill Leute. Hä? Ist ja super.
Previously, cannon mins were worth 10 less gold before 14 minutes. So
nice.
Small XP buff at mid lane.
Zo3nator buff.
To top lane. Small gold nerf
to
mid lane, and a small XP nerf to bottom.
Zo3nator buff.
Stuff you got, like, probably a lot of you guys been waiting for. We've got a lot of new items. I came down there. We've got one called Ikathia's Endurance. Now, I will say, most of these items are meant to be for top laners and jungles. Is that going to stop me from experimenting around with them and finding some broken support builds with them? Absolutely not. So we've got Ikathia's Endurance, a new mythic item. This item will be optimal for more durability over the course of the fight. And the passive is for each second in champion combat, gain a stack granting 3 armor and MR up to 10.
Ich sag's euch.
The longer the fight goes, the tankier you get. And then at max stacks, you become empowered, instantly draining enemies around you.
Mythic item.
4% of your maximum health. and doubling your resist from stacks until the end of combat. I foresee this being really broken.
Okay, alles boring.
Are kind of based around
Health items, auch boring.
Sunfire Cape. They have a little bit of clarity as to why they're changing these items. Riot said they didn't like the
noch mehr Tank items.
It's like scale.
Rod of Ages.
Powerful. Rod of Ages is coming back, guys. It's a returning item. This will be optimal for battle mages and AP tanks. It is going to be a mythic. We all know what Rod of Ages does, but basically if you don't buy it as early as you can get it, and then it stacks up for over time, and you kind of just like scale. Catalyst of Ions is also coming back since it builds into Rod of Ages. Abyssal Mask is an updated item. It will be optimal for sustain and magic resist. Nothing too interesting there. Sunfire Aegis, which is, like I said, Riot said they didn't like that all their items were pretty much just turning into Sunfire Cape. So they changed Sunfire Cape. They downgraded it from a mythic item. This will be optimal for extended combat situations and wave clearing. And yeah, it's no longer a mythic, so you can buy it in addition to all of these broken mythics.
Interesting.
Another thing.
By the way, Tank Items sind gar nicht so boring. Es ist keine 3 Sunfire Cape Tank Items. Okay, gucken wir uns später nochmal an, wenn sie halt wirklich draußen sind, glaube ich.
Riot said when we were with them is that they now.
So, Sunfire juckt mich nicht so. Randoins interessiert mich nicht so. Spear of Sojourn.
So this is going to split touch for new.
Wait, is Spear of Sojourn Mages?
Ravenous Hydra is an option, but it's going to be more of a capstone item. So indicated touch for new players. They're going to have basically like these recommendation item making a better.
Ja, die Items gucken wir uns dann an. Hydra. An update item for split pushers. Attacking abilities. Whenever you kill an enemy stacking up to blood, lose 50 on death. Ah ja, okay, alles klar, weiß ich Bescheid. Vielen Dank für den Follow-Buff. Yasu. Kommt der Zo3nator Army. Und ja, gut, das ist jetzt kein direktes Mages, ne? Das ist ein bisschen schwächer, würde ich sagen. Vom Scaling her. Nicht sterben und das war's. Ja. Anyways, guys. Wir gucken jetzt ja noch das letzte hier an. Die Items gucken wir uns dann an, okay? Das hätte jetzt zu lange Zeit gebraucht. Das wäre jetzt ein bisschen boring geworden. Was haben die hier gemacht? Chase Ability, Haste Legendary, Lightfires and Assassins. Spear of Sojourn. Das gab's doch in TFT schon. Gab's das vorher auch schon in League? Nee, ne? Your non-ultimate ability gains ability haste reduced to 10 ability for mobile spells. Ah ja, für Zoe oder so. Aber gut, ist vielleicht auf so CC Mages nochmal ein bisschen besser, die so ein bisschen verschiedene Spells haben, die das machen. Oder so, vielleicht sogar für Supporter, so Nautilus oder so, ich weiß es nicht. Gain increased movement speed based on your missing health. Okay, auch kein Zoe-Item. It's an AD-Item.
Recommendations. This is just kind of like another nice touch for new players. They're going to have basically like these pre-built rune pages for every champion, and it's also going to kind of explain why these are good runes for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. One of the most common questions I get is like, yo, could you show me your runes? Yo, why do you go those runes?
Yeah.
So Riot is really giving a lot of kind of training wheels and like
not
nice
bad.
Things to new players to help them understand the game. Because again, we're 13 years into this game. It is so vast and complicated that like it takes literal years to even like almost learn the basics. So anything that like is going to assist new players in getting more into the game and understanding the game at a greater level, I'm all for. It's not for me. I don't care. I know how to make.
Du findest es schnell raus.
It's a good thing for new players. Champion ability recommendations. So they are going to be looking at statistics and win rates as to like what everyone is maxing and what is best. And again, this is not going to be always optimal. This is just going to be like the most popular build path.
Okay, recommended ability skills.
I'm a little hesitant. You should level up. Again, nice thing for new players. And that concludes all of the changes for Season 13.
Okay.
I'd love to know what you guys are excited about, what you guys are kind of dreading. I'm a little hesitant about some of the item changes and the Chemtech Drake coming back. But I'm really excited about getting into preseason and showing off all these changes on the PvE when it hits right here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ryoki. Link will be down in the description. Can't wait to hear all your guys' thoughts. And again, thank you to Riot for this opportunity to bring to you guys Season 13. It's going to be a banger. Peace.
Danke fürs Video.